All right, happy Monday, everybody. It's hanging in with Chris. I'm here on this beautiful, dreary LA day, but we got some exciting things happening this week. First off, I'm excited about Vanessa Williams, who's going to be joining us in a minute. So please stay tuned. Hear a lot of really interesting things about Vanessa that none of us really knew about. Her love for cars, which is going to be something that we're going to talk about. Do I sound clear? I want to make sure, because this is not a time to have any foul ups on sound. So if somebody could write, I could hear you, that'd be great. So here comes Vanessa. She's on now. Let me invite her into the chat. There we go. Let's see. That waiting period. Hello.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good. How are you, Vanessa?
Very, very good.
Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday. It's a little hot here in New York. It's going to be, I think, 96 today.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Uh-oh.
scorcher.
Is it a stay inside kind of day, or?
Yeah, pretty much. The dogs are, if we hear any barking, it's my two Great Danes who are behind me, so
Oh, how
they're
fun.
chilling.
I know that heat. I grew up in New Jersey, and we grew up right near each other. I'm an
Yeah,
East Coast guy at heart.
there
So,
you go.
but now I'm living
There's
in your old neck of the woods, down in the marina.
nice.
And I remember I used to go jogging, and I think you lived on the canals. And I always be like, that's Vanessa Williams' house.
On the
Kind of
corner
fun.
of, yeah, Via Marina and Pacifica right there.
Absolutely. Do you miss California?
I do. You know, what I miss is working and living there. That it's the perfect combination of going to a studio. I mean, I did Ugly Betty there, I did Desperate Housewives there, I've done a bunch of movies there. So it's that great combo of showing up at work, having a great time, and then being able to go home and having like temperate weather and just a lovely, lovely living.
Yeah, exactly. I've been here for 25 years, but hey, you never know. I might be back east one day. You know,
Never know.
I actually married a Syracuse girl.
You
You
did?
know, yeah. Well, she's from Long Island, but she went to Syracuse, which is your
Okay.
your alma mater as well.
Go Orange. That's exactly.
Yeah. So, how have you been doing during this crazy quarantine? What's been going on with you?
Well, I should be in London right now. I was one of the stars in a musical in the West End called City of Angels, and we were just about to open, and
Oh
that's
boy.
when they closed down Broadway and the West End a few days later. So, you know, I shouldn't even be here. So that was a big change of plans. And then when I came home, you know, two of my kids are out in California, so I haven't seen them since January, since because
Oh,
I started rehearsals in January over in London. So I've got my two older girls here, which I see frequently, and my mom lives next door, thank God, so I can check on her, and she's all good. But you know, I've been actually able to make it work at home. I have a clothing line on HSN. I bought a rolling rack, got all the samples up there, went on live through Skype, and did my shows from my living room.
that's amazing.
I had a children's book that I was going to try to figure out how to go to Barnes and Noble, etc., and ended up being able to do all my interviews from my house with my children's book called Bubble Kisses. So you just kind of make do. And, you know, luckily with between Instagram and Zoom and Skype and StreamYard, they're all amazing platforms that you can get the job done.
Absolutely. I think we all kind of reinvented ourselves this whole time, you know, since March, and we were all at a standstill, and we all had to figure out how we're going to get through this. And you know, for me, the best part of it all is that I get to spend time with my family. You know, my wife and my son. So that's been great. But I do miss my parents. They're back in New Jersey. I haven't seen them since Thanksgiving. So who knows when I'll be on a plane next. But anyway, but we're keeping
But
busy.
they're healthy though, right? Your parents are
They're
healthy?
healthy. They're following the rules. I mean, I had to try to explain to my dad how to work this Instagram Live. He still doesn't get it. So that was like a good 15 minutes of my morning. And then he doesn't even have an account. So that's the funny
Oh,
part. So, but he's great. They're doing great. So you have a love for something that maybe we don't know about, which is cars. So tell us a
I
little bit
do.
about that.
Well, our mutual friend Deb is kind of our connection. We're going to be doing a virtual Race for a Cure, which is about for Alzheimer's, and Deb Pollock was the one who, when I love cars, and in 2008 I was living out in LA, very close to Deb, and the new Maserati GT came out, and I had the Cambio Corsa already, and I was like, I need to get this new car, and Deb located the car before anybody else had it, and delivered it to me. So that's how we know each other, through Deb, but that's kind of why we're doing this today. I've always loved cars. My dad always loved cars. I did that show called Who Do You Think You Are? And went back through my ancestors and found out that, like, my great-great-great-great-grandfather used to be a chauffeur for these ladies in Long Island, on Cold Spring Harbor.
Wow.
So, yeah, so, the chauffeur thing goes way, way back in the love of cars. And my dad was one of those guys that had a garage with every tool imaginable, not only tools and hammers and table saws, but he had a air compression machine. So he basically, one time, I had one of my first cars was a Fiat 128. It was red, the big square one.
I remember that.
And he had got his air compression machine, loaded it up with some paint, and sprayed it silver. And then they had a big racing stripe that started with red and ended up with black. And, it was one of those, at our age, living in Westchester, which, like 16, you were at the DMV the day of your birthday to get your permit. And then once you had your permit, you were like driving all the time. And we had our driver's ed lessons at the local high school, but that was like your ticket to freedom. So we could not wait to get our license. And, but even before I got my license, we had a Lancia Beta Coupe, which was like a buttery yellow, gorgeous brown leather seats. That was after the Fiat. And I remember one time, because it was all stick, my parents bought always stick because of the snow, and they wanted to be able to control the car. So I grew up learning stick and drove a stick up until I, probably about 20 years ago. And I stole the Lancia one time to go to the movies. My parents were away, and I knew how to upshift, but I didn't realize that you had to downshift to get more power to go up a hill. So I got to the movies fine, went to the movies, had it in the parking lot, which was down a hill, turned on the car, and there was a steep hill, and I get, first, second, third, and then it starts losing control, and I didn't realize I had to downshift and stop the car. Ended up getting home and parked it, and I couldn't figure out how to park it, and my neighbor next door helped me out and did not tell my parents for me, that's a good neighbor.
That's a great neighbor. I
stole the car. Exactly.
Do you remember snow days? Remember snow days?
Yeah.
I remember my brother had the nerve to actually take a car out when we were home for a snow day. My parents were at work, and one of our neighbors actually called the police.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean, it was so dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So I've loved cars, and one of my great thrills is being able to drive cars in movies. One of my first movies that I did back in '86 was a B movie called Under the Gun, but they gave me an Alfa Romeo, a champagne color 2-seater.
Wow.
And I had to do all my own stunt driving, and so the stunt drivers taught me how to do donuts and all kinds of like crazy stuff. So I got a chance to really get behind the wheel and do some incredible things, and I got my official stunt driver
wow.
patch.
Who would have known? That's amazing.
But you know what? People that know me know that I'm an adventurer. I'm one of those moms that like, let's go skydiving. Who wants to go? Come on, jump on my back. And so that's the kind of mom I am. So I love fast cars. I love the thrill. My son, who also is a huge, huge car enthusiast, when he was a teenager, he would just like call me and just play an engine, and like, Mom, Ferrari, that's it. Yeah, Mom, Lamborghini, and just that's that shorthand that we have together that I love so much.
That's amazing. It's interesting. I feel like because of the pandemic, most of us are going to start buying cars again. For a while, I felt like ride shares and Uber and Lyft. I think a lot of people are going to be nervous to start to do that. So I think the automotive industry is going to be on the rise, which is going to be interesting to see, what transpires from a business point of view,
That would be
But
nice. Yeah.
we all know the Adobe Road guys, and we're really looking forward to Saturday night for our wine tasting, raising money for, Drive Towards a Cure for Parkinson's. Deb's dad, who or her mom, I'm sorry, passed away from Parkinson's. So she started this charity, and it's just been remarkable. And it's the racing series, so all the money that we raise is going to go towards that. So I'm so thrilled that you're going to be a part of it, Vanessa. It really means a lot.
I just wish that we had a chance to race, because Deb has invited me to, there's a female race event that she has every October, and I've always been busy, and one of these days I'm going to get it. The closest I got to racing, I did the Sonoma racetracks, the Sims Raceway.
Oh, I love that racetrack.
Yeah, and it's just, I love it. You're keeping up with the pace car. You're switching out from the to the lead to the back, and it's thrilling, and it's exhausting too. I mean, racing is exhausting.
Oh, it sure is. It sure is. Did you receive your wine, by the way?
Yes,
I just
I
brought
did.
a couple of bottles to show. I mean, look how amazing these wine bottles are. You've got the, I don't want this thing to fall over, but you got the Shift. So these are all the wines we're going to be trying on Saturday, which I'm looking forward to, the 24. So,
Yes.
Vanessa, hopefully we'll be feeling good by the end of it, Who knows? Who knows? But so I also want to make sure you know our magazines back east. We have Hamptons Magazine, we have Gotham, Manhattan. In LA, you probably miss Angelino Magazine, which is sort of my baby.
I was on the cover of Hamptons years ago, like in that.
Yeah, I looked for it because I wanted to surprise you with it, but we couldn't find it digitally, so
Okay.
I'll find it somewhere. But yeah, Hamptons is going strong in the summer, but we're holding our own. We're in 22 markets across the country, and we have this beautiful magazine. I've been there for over 20 years, which is insane. So that's sort of my career in a nutshell. But we're going to have fun on Saturday. And I look forward to it all. And thank you so much for being a part of today and sharing your experiences with us. We'll share more on Saturday.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to dive into that delicious wine.
Me too. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Saturday, Vanessa.
You too. Take care.
Thanks so much.
All
you got
right,
it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.